Can't fight the moonlight. Cause you love me. Can't fight the moonlight. You can't fight it. If you're wondering what I'm doing, you didn't see the one I've just finished. But I can't be this random all the time. So right. So as soon as I actually opened this, the one that was on the bottom is the stone. And I did put in the post earlier, I was like, I wonder if this is going to have a bit of a King Arthur theme, or, just think something to do with kings and queens or castles or something, because I just watched Pretty Woman outside the, what castle, what's that called again? Scone Castle or Scone Castle? It's spelled scone, but I think it's good. I mean, I should know that, and I don't. My friend's husband pronounced it scone last night. I don't know if it's. I don't know. But anyway, it's a beautiful castle. You can see that Shy Guy's just come on, so there could be an element of shyness that's going to come into this. So the songs that before I forget, that I heard where before I'd done that other one where I forgot already. Wasn't the order, but I remember Madonna, Hang Up, Eminem, Lose Yourself, and Dido, White Flag. I think it's just called that. So anyway, I kind of broke down what I felt that was about. So whether it's relevant, but it seemed relevant to the other part. But yeah, look, the stone. So you know what I mean? That's interesting to me um that castle is where the stone of destiny was held at some point. So okay. So I don't know who's going to be here, but I'm just going to crack on. Wait a minute, I'll just check. The sound should be working, because although I will need to check that because that was longer than, yeah. Right, let's see. Let's set a goal. Stay awake would be the goal. 2 hours. And you can do some full moon something on Wed. I don't know what that means, guys, but we never hit the goal, so we'll worry about that when we hit the goal. I just, I just fly by the seat of my pants, for what I'm saying. Right. I've just put we can do some full moon. I didn't even put whatever. And we're going to like my own video because it's good to have your own back. And if you want to book, email clair-everything at gmail.com. And see. Can you fit all that in? Oh, well, didn't mean to cut it. Let's just here all day. I'm just putting the one in. My contacts are drying. That fucking fan. um, right, so if you, oh God, if you book, email, yeah, whatever. We know what it's meant to say. If you want to book. So if you want to book, yeah, email that email and you can find out when I'm free. I think off the top of my head, I could be around Wednesday at least, or Thursday if I haven't worked on the Wednesday, because I'm just doing the live stream Wednesday night. So I would be able to do it during the day. Yeah. Um, and then not after that, because after Aquarius comes Pisces, and we all know I don't like Pisces moon. Although I might have my cousin might randomly be visiting, so if she does, I mean that's we're gonna have to cross that bridge when we come to it, guys. I'm like, yeah, if she's coming at all, whenever she's coming, it's like I think it's going to be during a Pisces moon, and I'm like, oh no. Only because of what I say about don't go out in a Pisces moon. Sorry, I'm going to be like, fuck my own advice. See you later. I'm away out. Um, yeah, I don't know, not confirmed. Right, so what have we got here? Oh, see the Queen. So with what I've just channeled on that one, look there it is. That the Queen to me, that's always like a narcissist, a female narcissist energy. Don't ask me why, but isn't my God, this is so like that film that I love. This the what's it? Oh, I was getting mixed up. Huntsman Winter's War, where it's got an ice queen, very like that card I just read on the one before. So yeah, unfortunately, I've actually, what is this for Capricorn? Capricorn in the 10th house. Capricorn is strict. Um, and like I said, it's more, and it always confused me that the Saturn is the father, but Capricorn is a female sign. So take that, yeah. So this could be, it's given lots of things here. For some people, this could be an ex getting in your way. For other people, you could be in a present relationship that's not the best. For other people, this could be family members that aren't nice, or I don't know. But yeah, let's just shuffle. Let's get them in order. But it's just they always do that. They've shown me before I've even. And I haven't used these cards for ages. And then there's a black magic card, and the underworld is that's all very dark together. Look, that's black magic. So remember, black magic can be literal. People that literally know how to do black magic with, you know, like in that film Mirror Mirror, like when there's a wee voodoo doll, like all kinds of that kind of stuff. But black magic can also just be fucking with somebody's head, confusing them, causing confusion, illusion, lying, slander, distortion. You know, anywhere where it plants a seed of doubt about someone genuine, usually done by people that aren't genuine. Um, so we've got the underworld. For me, that's like the lower world in shamanism, where that's like when you're stuck in addictions, toxicity, surrounded by narcissists. If you become like that yourself, it's kind of in the apocalypse. So I would say it's all going down in the apocalypse. And then look, oh shit, yeah, family for some people, unfortunately. I don't like doing ones like this, but it's definitely gonna look. I did feel like that. The venom. I know for quite a few of you, too many. This is going to resonate. Look, the venom and the queen, but look, the queen and the father. So that could literally be like, family energy. The venom, the village, the venomous village, toxic community. You know what I mean? North Node and Aquarius could be highlighting toxic communities or toxic friendship groups, toxic families. Oh my god, it's all going on. Right, right. I'll get those cards to thumbnail if needed, but God, so the live stream I've just finished and this is linked. Okay, we're just being totally open. If more people come in, I could what I mean is like I'm always open. I'm just like, right, what is this true story that needs to come out tonight? But there's already flooding in. It's obviously about be different for different people, but it feels like needing to put up boundaries with toxic energy, whoever it might be around you. But specifically wicked females, you know what I mean? Which I wouldn't use that word in, but that's what that card says. Her wicked ways. What was that? Right, I was going to use these to identify the feminine masculine. So they might just keep telling us about the masculine and the feminine. Oh my god, what the fuck? Look, right, so look what they're pulling my eyes to. I don't think they're all there. I think they've fallen off. Look, verbal abuse. Protect yourself by seeking support and setting firm boundaries against abusive behaviour. So I wasn't even going to use that deck, but I will now, what little there is of it. But look how that goes. Like this is, I mean, oh no, I don't think this is a bit draining to read anyway when I'm hungover, but we'll have to do it. So that's what I just said. Some people are needing to set boundaries with nasty females. So take that however it resonates. And also Pink is on right now, just like a pill. Instead of making me better, you keep making I said that, but you keep making me ill. Just like a pill. Instead of making me better. That's the only bit I can remember. But look, her wicked ways, verbal abuse. So I don't know that we really want that, just in case. You know, it's so that it reaches who it needs to reach. Any clear message coming through? And I mean, you see me shuffling, so right, let's. I'm going to identify in a minute, like what to find out about the feminine and the masculine. Sorry, it's really thrown me. So this is for Capricorn and 10th house. So you don't need to be Capricorn. I was going to say there, you don't need to have a 10th house. That's when you know I'm all over the thing. What I mean is, you don't need to be a Capricorn sun, moon, or rising. We've all got Capricorn somewhere. We've all got, you know, this links to your midheaven as well. We've all got a 10th house, and if you've got Capricorn in the 10th house, you could be actually very ruthless when it comes to your goals and success and business. But actually, wait a minute. I've just realised something. Have you not got? That's so fucking weird. Of all, you've got Capricorn in the 10th house, I'm sure. Yeah, because you're Aries rising. You're Aries moon, Aries rising. Remember, because that's how. You know what I mean? It's like, so look at what I just said there. It's like you could be ruthless with your goals, or you could be like, it could be people that are the business, but it doesn't always need to be in a bad way because Tani has worked her way up in your work, haven't you? So I mean, it's like a boss. It's boss bitch energy. Do you know what I mean? Without the bitch bit, bitch being the good thing. Um, but that's why. So basically, things are going to be coming out about boundaries tonight because Capricorn in the 10th house. Capricorn is boundaries, but it's even more boundaries, because Saturn has just went retrograde, um, and that's boundaries, and it's in Aries, which is assertiveness. So it's basically needing to have assertive boundaries. And I talk about boundaries all the time anyway, because one of the many things I am is a counsellor, and it's, well, I'm a shamanic counsellor because I blend it all, and you know what I mean. So it's my work is yeah, I'm just always having to teach people about boundaries, because whether it's in work or friendship or family or love, business, already says work though, you know what I mean? Because people need it. Do you know what I mean? And even me, it's like it doesn't matter how long I've been doing this. Do you know what I mean? I need my people around me as well to remind uh, me when I'm being too soft. Do you know what I mean? Because it's all, it could get messy out there, guys. You know what I mean? It's you need to know what you're here to tolerate and what you're not. And it's good when people push your buttons because you're like, yeah, fuck that. Like, that's not happening again. Do you know what I mean? But yeah, ignoring achievements. Oh, this is not. I mean, this obviously isn't a nice deck because it's about, well, it's handy for doing this, but that's why I don't use it a lot. But um, I think people are surrounded by, this is feeling like some narcissistic energy. Like I said, I must stress whether it's family, friends, present lovers that you would, not healthy, or ex lovers. But again, why would you be hanging that much about your ex to even fucking hear that out? But I mean, anyway, but some people do. Do you know what I mean? I suppose if you have to, like, for the kids and all that, but even people that there aren't kids involved, when there's codependency, because codependency is addiction and it's a comfort zone, and some people do. Anyway, I don't know. This is all too mixed up. But ignoring achievements, celebrate your own successes. Look at what I was just saying, and seek partners who recognise and applaud your achievements. If you've just done really well at something, especially if you've worked a long time to reach that level, and you've got fucking tumbleweeds around you, that's toxic. Do you know what I mean? Like, I'm not gonna lie, I've had that the whole time I've fucking done this. Take your pick, but like, it's true. And that's probably why there's been a big shift in the people around me over the past 6 years, especially. But you know what I mean? It's like that, I clocked that right away, and that's why I came right off all the other platforms, and I'm only on here because it doesn't bother me on here. It's, I just do my thing. I know who supports me. I know who doesn't. couldn't really give a fuck either way. I'm going to have my own back because that's just life anyway. If people do genuinely support me, grateful for it. Just like I was so grateful when I had my membership. And, you know, I will bring it back at some point. I'm mulling over bringing it back, but just making it a really simple one. Simple and, to be honest, kind of boring, like the, not, it'll never be boring, but I think it's going to have to be quite simple because most people's memberships are quite simple and it's not that complicated. I wanted it to be a more complicated one and be able to give more in it. It's not a good format, and that ain't my fault. That's YouTube's fault. Sorry, YouTube, it's true. But I might, I think it would just make sense business wise. See, I'm talking about business stuff with Capricorn. So this is, I channel the energy. That's why I say to people, don't just watch it because it's your sign. Like I channel the energy. So, but like I said, that's something with Saturn going retrograde. That's something that I'll keep assessing. And then if I don't like it after a couple of months, I might be like, guys, I don't want to do this. I'll pull the plug because it's more just about if I feel too much energy pulling at me. And even if I keep it simple, then I'll have to sack it. But you know what I mean? So everybody's different. You have to see what works for you. And I'm very sensitive. But anyway, to get back to this, there's definitely some nasty as fuck energy coming through. I can't make this any other way. It's like people that don't clap you when you're doing well, people that if you're in person, which is complicated online because it's, very complicated online because, people got busy lives, people take time off, people go on holiday, you know what I mean? It's like, who knows? You never, like, it reminds me of be kind for everyone's fighting a battle. You never know why people go quiet or, because I don't bother about that. I learned that years ago. Don't bother about that. You don't know what the fuck's going on in someone's life. People come and go, whatever, and you know what I mean. But let's talk about sex. Baby is on there. It's just came on the channel, but it's kind of like um, yeah. So there's all kinds of everything going on here. But in person, let's go in person because online's a bit harder to unpack. But I mean that is a thing too. But I think that's the best example I gave there, Julie, is look to the people in your real life and do they support you online? And what I found when I had several of the different Instagram and fuckbook and all the things like that is, yeah, people did just ignore that. You know what I mean? It's like, but now it suits me because nobody ever asks me, "Oh, I saw you're on YouTube." I thought, no, nobody ever does that because nobody will, and I think it's funny because nobody will be like, "Oh, I saw you on YouTube." The only person that would say to me, like the only type of person that would say to me, "Oh, I saw that you're on YouTube," is if there's somebody like myself in their own way, quite genuine, and yeah, who cares? Do you know what I mean? I saw you, like, that's good. You're doing something different with it, but I've never had somebody do that yet. So, but we'll see if it happens now that I've said that in public. But yeah, so applaud your own achievements. But yeah, to be real here, that's given jealousy. It's frenemy kind of look, ignoring your boundaries, criticizing your appearance. It's not getting any better. Clearly communicate your boundaries and enforce them with consistency and confidence. This is what everyone's going to have to do. And there it is again in this Saturn retrograde. I really don't know what to use for. It's like toxic as fuck. Look, verbal abuse, ignoring boundaries, and her wicked ways. Who the fuck is this? Who the fuck is this? Because I was like, just, I'm just here to fucking read it. I mean, a minute. I'm not going to smile. Yeah, this is weird. Anyway, although it's not a nice one, I like when it's different from, the same shit all the time. And this is a bit different. It's not very nice, but it's a bit different. And obviously someone needs to hear it. If you've got someone like that around you, get them to fuck. Right, okay, so let's tell me about the feminine energy, or you might keep telling me about the toxic energy, but could you please tell us about the feminine energy? Whether they're male or female, bear in mind, I usually channel it like the feminine's a woman, the masculine's a man. It's just the way the channel comes through. It's just easier, but it can be same sex or it can be the other way around and all that kind of stuff. Um, but sometimes I think it might be easier to go to somebody else that's going to, maybe I'm just bringing through the people where it's like that, you know what I mean? But that's where it gets too complicated and too PC in my opinion. But you're a boss bitch. Yes, you are. I'm trying to give myself boundaries lately, and I had my first sickie yesterday because I just felt crap. Yeah, and the thing is, it's like, do you use sickie in the terms of, because usually when you say pulling a sickie, it's like, you're not really sick. But what do you mean? Like, you know what I mean? Because like it's I don't know I don't know if you use that in Australia, but isn't an American term kind of like a mental health day, or maybe that's even in the UK. But I mean, it's like, if you felt crap, you needed a sickie. You know what I mean? So I hope you look after yourself. Maybe you were feeling that shift of the nodes about to change. You know what I mean? Ex partner right now who's trying to keep my son for. Oh, are you resonating with this? So, well, you see, so maybe that wicked woman card could stand for it could stand for a man for some people because it could be a man with the Jezebel spirit. You know what I mean? What I say, I call it like in Scotland, where I would live, I would call like a man that's got the Jezebel spirit. It'd be like a wee fucking gossipy sweetie wife. They usually chase the sirens. Do you know what I mean? They're actually probably like the siren to me is the siren card actually is like the Jezebel card to me too. You know what I mean? It's like, the sirens that lure the sailors to their death kind of thing. But it's like a toxic woman. See what I mean? See this toxic woman energy is coming through here. But when a Jezebel spirit has taken over a man, it's just like a really bitchy man, whatever age. Like, ew, like get over your fucking self. Do you know what I mean? Like, there's enough bitchy women in the world. Why are you joining in? Not getting any better. Um, I love you and so thankful for you, my life. Thank you, Tony. I love you too, and I'm thankful for you, my life, my Aries placement sister, because you are an Aquarius. Oh, with me going on about Aquarius so much. Um, oh, that's quite funny. Shakespeare's sisters on I Don't Care, and I don't know how it goes. The only song I know of theirs is "You better hope and pray that you make it safe back to your own world." What's the rest of the words? Anyway, everyone knows that. You know the song I'm meaning. It's like where the guy, I don't know what's happened to the guy, but the guy's like dying in the bed and the two women are arguing over him. I channeled this before on here. It's getting very. I cannot. Oh, come on, please help me out, guys, with this. This is going all over the joint. Is the wicked woman like an ex? Because, like, you see what I mean? Like, because in that video they're both fighting over the guy, so you could see how that could be like an X and where someone wants to go, and it's like energetically, like because it's kind of like now it's given like Branda Monica, isn't it? Like Brandon. Should I just leave now? Brandy Monica. The boy is. It's not hard to see. The boy is mine. No, he's mine. No, he's mine. No, he's mine. Or the song that comes on that's not as well known that comes on my Spotify is called I think it's called what's it called again? She it's something like all she wants or something like that. It's I don't know. How does it I don't even know how it goes. I can just see the video. It's catchy though. And that's two girls it's not really two girls arguing. It's a girl that seems to be insanely jealous over the other one. And then at the end, it's quite clever because the two girls like kind of collapse and start laughing, and it's like the one that's been really jealous is realizes how toxic she's been or something. So it is kind of given. I wonder if this is like maybe somebody that's holding on to somebody for dear life, and then they kind of realize, why am I doing this? You know what I mean? But then at some points, it's feeling like it's like someone's mum that's been controlling. I have tuned it like it could be like a karmic energy is controlling mum, and then a karmic energy realizing they're like that because of their mum. But it equally could be like, one of the twin flames mums, or what I mean. Anyway, I'm just throwing it all out. Well, I'll try and rein it in, but um, I'm going to watch Salt and Pepper. Oh wow! I'm going to watch Salt and Pepper in concert when they come to Australia. Do, 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 do. Ah, here she is. Here she is. That came on my Spotify the other day. That'll be fun. What age are they though? They're getting on a bit, surely. Um, um, yeah, it was a bit of both. I felt crap, but then I just didn't want to go. Well, I think that was good self care. So well done for that. I haven't seen my son in 3 weeks, and he didn't drop my son to me last night. Oh, I'm so sorry to hear that. Must be agonising. You know what I mean? I've always felt sorry for that with people that when they split up with somebody, because it must be. Where was it? I was watching somebody talk about that. Oh, it was that again. It was the John Bishop comedy show, but it was the bit where he was saying, that feeling and not being with your kids and being in a different house from them. And he said he would sit outside his ex's house and just watch his kids' lights go off at night, knowing that was them going to their bed. And I was like, that's heartbreaking. You know what I mean? That is, that's heartbreaking, and it's one of the sad things about when people break up. It's why it's always understandable, isn't it, when people go back to family situations, not necessarily for the person, but for the kids. It's like it's a difficult one. Um, as much as I'm always preaching, don't just say for the kids you're going to fuck them up. I don't always say it like that, but sorry, it is the truth. But I do get it as well. It was sad when he was explaining that. Um, God, this is sad shit. I could do out this for a hangover. So, well, my ex is with my step auntie, so she's a Jezebel for what? Today. When you say that your ex is with your step auntie, do you mean he lives with her? Do you mean he hooked up with her? Because surely that's crossing some kind of boundary. Like, how soon? I mean, I've got so many questions now, and you don't need to answer any of them. I might be overstepping a boundary here. My ex is with my step auntie, so she's a Jezebel for sure. You aren't saying that to me right now, are you? I mean, when you were with him, was she around? You know what I'm saying? I think everyone can tell by my face the kind of pal I am. I'd be like, are you fucking kidding me? Are we in EastEnders? And if you don't know what EastEnders is, go and have a wee Google people in other parts of the world. It's a very dramatic program where things like that happen. Never mind fucking pals sleeping with fucking pals, boyfriends, and exes and stuff. It'd be like all types of shit like that. And oh, God. Oh my God, that song came on the other day and I haven't heard that song in so long. I know it's a good one. Dinosaurs now and Boys to Men are coming with them. Oh, I'll make love to you like you want me to, and I'll hold you tight, baby, up through the night. That's Amy. Oh God, and we had what was that song that came on that I said? Did I say again? Something about sex. Um, yes, my step auntie and ex are together in a relationship. Oh, sorry. Listen, I feel I can do that because she can't stand an ex, right? But that's no funny. When did that happen? Please don't tell me that was soon after you split up or something. They've been together for a couple of years. Oh, you're not overstep. Sorry. I mean, listen. What's the age gap? I don't know. Let's not go there with the age gap because it might offend nice people that are in. Anyway, a lot of twin flames have massive age gaps. Do you know what I mean? It's not something I tend to pick up on a lot because I've only got it's like a year and a half. It might be just over a year and a half between me and mine. Um, which I always find funny because I did when I first met him. Like I kissed him, and then when he tried to kiss me again, I was like, "No, you're too young." You know what I mean? No. And I was like, I was just doing that thing where it's like, God, he's hot. I want him to chase me around the club, and he did. But I remember I kept saying, "You're too young. You're too young." I mean, how extra is that? But so I don't tend to pick up on. Although you can feel it. Like I felt that with friends that age too. When you reach a certain age, you can feel the age gap. The age gap. Yes, my stepfather. Yeah, they have been together. Oh, I've read that bit. She was around. Oh God, we need to talk about this personally. I've got so many questions. Somebody might be coming to your house because the threshold card. Oh, actually, I think they're starting it. I'm going to read this chat. Look, um the threshold card for me is always like someone's coming to your door. So divine feminine, you could have somebody about to cross your threshold. Is it just me or did that sound rude? I didn't mean I didn't mean it to. I've never sounded rude when I've said it before. It's the most sick shit you would want to be if your niece's ex is beyond me. Aye. Ew. Fuck's sake, man. Get me the number for Jerry Springer and Maury. Yeah, she is way older than him. He's 43 and she's. Well, see, this is what I meant about like now after we go. I couldn't, but oh, there you go. This is what I mean. You can't because look at that. That's yeah. So that's hilarious. You're saying that, and then you've got yeah. That's not bad. You know, I couldn't right. But just because I couldn't doesn't mean that's wrong. That I couldn't because I don't know. I've always been really serious about that. Like it's like when I've had younger guys chat me up, you know, throughout my life, and it's like a it's different if you're just kissing them on a night out or something. I'm not that type of well, I definitely am in that type of person now. I know there's anything wrong with that, people. I'm just too serious for my own good. But and I'm on this twin flame journey, but it's but like that's what I mean. Even before that was really properly in my awareness, I was always like that. I'd have to like really think someone was really hot to kiss them on a night out, or think they're really hot and be really drunk. But yeah, I couldn't. I don't know. It's just I don't know why. I just don't. Um, but I don't think there's anything wrong with other people, you know. But it's not the age. It's not the age. It's the fact that that's your auntie. Like I'm trying to like I don't even really want to think about it. I'm like that would be like my auntie getting me like my fucking ex or something. I do. I've only got one ex, and that's probably from what I saw. From anyway, I'll just stop. I think we need to remember boundaries here as well. Like, we're smart. We're smart. This is where I'm like, could you just make me have a coughing fit if I'm not meant to say anything else? I'm not talking about my twin flame, by the way, when I'm saying that. All the like, right, this is where we need to drink now. Yeah, I'm just thinking of once when I did see an actual ex chatting up what we were calling old ladies in a club. The funny thing is, the people that were called old ladies are probably younger than what I am now. But it was just kind of like one of the moments where you're like, ah, well, we'll just stand here. You're my best friend, and we'll just watch this guy in action for a while. Yeah, somebody that's asked me to come and help him, you know, and yeah, sorry. You know when you're just replaying something from when you're younger and you're embarrassed for yourself, and you're like, oh, yeah. Anyway, moving on. Right, so kind of funny, but kind of no. It wasn't really at the time humiliating. So, 100% will need to chat. Yes, I couldn't be with someone younger yet. My poor son. Although I'm not being funny, a lot of these younger guys that I've spoke to, like you know, have better morals and values than people the same age and older. So you know what I'm saying? Maybe we're missing a trick. Like seriously, like that generation seem to have more manners. Some of them, you know, even sometimes what I'm watching it there, we can't go there with Love Island. Love Island's just too young, too young. That feels wrong. They're all like in their twenties and that. Like I'm old enough to be their ma. Do you know what I mean? That's no. Sorry, I just burped there, and it was Iron Brew. Um, right. Yep. My poor son. You're so funny. I promise. I'm not still drunk. I'm just over. I'm not even that. I had. Let's count the drink. I had like one prosecco. You know, prosecco that is the devil. But because she'd bought the wee mini bottles, I was like, Okay. So, and then she had cocktail cans, and I was like, I don't like mixing the drinks, and also that's why I ended up, not good last week. So, learned from the mistakes, but they were not high percentage. And I went to the bar once, but because it was pissing with rain, I was like, I'm not doing that again. So, yeah, it wasn't enough to be properly hungover, but it's enough for me to be quite tired now. Anyway, let's get into this. So, someone's coming to the Divine Feminine's door. They're going to cross your threshold if you allow them. What else? What have we got for the masculine? Eros. Well, that's funny. We had a club called Eros and Elite when I was younger. I think that was actually I think that was like the first club I ever bumped into him in, actually. Twinflame now. I'm jumping a bit. Oh, God, even that. I don't like what you're doing here. Stop doing that. Stop doing that. But it's like, what I mean? Even the fact that I, just told the story about like a karmic person and then I've just jumped to being like, oh, Twinflame. So is this maybe the masculine in this story or the feminine, but it's usually the masculine could have been confused between a twin flame and a karmic partner. Or to be fair, it could have been a feminine that was confused between the two as well. Um, I don't like to say it like that, but I mean, I was. Do you know what I mean? I wasn't like, oh, who's my twin flame? But it was, kind of, who is he to me and who is he to me? Uh, which, even telling a fraction of the stories, it's like, why was that even in question? That's being called under a spell, under an illusion, being addicted to toxicity. Oh, I know, this guy's taking like absolute shit. This is really hot. I think we've all been there, man or woman. Do you know what I mean? Maybe you're still there, and again, it's not funny. Um, Eros. But anyway, we can't read it. But Eros is very sexual energy, which now explains why. What was that song that I read out? It was very straight to the point anyway. It had sex in the title, and then they stop drinking that. I can't stop burping now. Anyway, the masculine's feeling very fired up. The masculine's feeling Juno conjunct Pluto. Let's talk about sex. Exactly. The masculine is that was great timing. The masculine is feeling let's talk about sex. That's the masculine's in the Eros energy. So actually that holy shit, that would make total sense. We need the hot man. That would make sense why someone was coming to your door. I'm planning. I fantasize about showing you off to my family and friends. I want everyone to see us together and how happy we are. I'm so proud of you. That could be relevant. And if the card comes out about I'm coming at your door, I wonder what you would do. Expect me. That can be part of it, and I'll just be gobsmacked. Hello, Charlotte. How are you doing? But yeah, so it sounds like I'm being very jokey when I'm channeling this, but it is part of the message. Someone's coming to someone's door because and I'm saying door because that's what the threshold card means to me, rather than like a text or a call. What does this say? You're so different than what I'm used to, but I like it. And look at the way I keep saying how random I'm being, although I'm random all the time. Have to go, lovely, but I'll listen back on replay. Sending love and light and blessing. Thank you very much, you too. And I'm sorry that your toxic ex moved on to your auntie. I mean, and I'm sorry that your auntie done that to you with your ex. Disgusting human beings, basically. It should be ashamed of themselves, basically. Quite frankly. Might be stepping out of turn, but she said I wasn't, so I'm going to say it. And hello, Charlotte. How are you doing? How was that thing that you were? Um, what was it called? Cartoon something with your kids. Um, and see when you said that about the wedding planner and the rain, I had to Google what you meant because I was like, that's terrible. I love that film and I couldn't even remember what you meant. So, but it's because there's a scene when they caught in the rain. Um, I'm okay. I'm like, I was just saying, I'm that weird way where I'm not, like, I suppose I am hungover, but not hungover in the sense of what I would call it, you know what I mean? But I'm a bit sleepy tired, but it's fine. I'm just going to watch Love Island after this because it's the final. So I'm paying attention. Your voice haunts me. I hear you in my head talking to me. Is it real? I wonder. I'm dreaming. I dream about holding you. I dream about you holding me close. It feels safe and warm in your arms, and I never want the dream to end. This needs to be my reality. So that feels like someone's really questioning, is this real or not? Because they feel like they're hearing you in their head and they're dreaming about you. Yeah, that is kind of giving, am I going crazy? That could be the Aquarius energy, you know what I mean? I want to make things right. I'm sorry I hurt you. I didn't realize what I had until it was gone. I think these are potentials for the thumbnail. And I'm scared you would reject me because of that. That's all making sense. Oh, right. And then with the Wicked Woman card. Yeah, I do. I think, again, I'm not impressed, although it's quite clever, you've got to admit, not of me, of my guides. It's quite clever the way I got that, but I think there's been I think this is going to be someone that's got confused between somebody like a twin flame and a karmic person, or like a genuine person and a fake person, you know what I mean? Like maybe the loyalties went to the wrong one. Yeah. Sorry, I'm just laughing. I'm like, I have got discernment because again, it's my stuff. But I'm like, yeah, I think I've told that story before, but I can't be bothered. The stone. Oh, so look, I did say, yeah, there's something. So, like I said about the pretty woman being in front of that castle, look, the stone. It's like, so there could be like intense past lives, you know. And to me, the stone can be like King Arthur, like, you know, why me? You know, I'm not worthy, kind of thing. It's like, no, because we've picked you, you're the only one that can take the sword out of the stone, kind of thing. All that kind of stuff. I won't use that for the thumbnail though. Right, is there anything else we need to know from this deck about the interference? I just want to see if the black magic card comes out again, but it's already came out. We've already had all my cards in this deck that indicate major confusion. And then along with the fact that Denis was unfortunately sharing that in the chat about our ex moving on to a family member. I mean, I just don't, oh, fucking hell. Siren. Yeah, exactly. Look, they're like we said what we said. So not the nicest energy, but we've had the wicked woman and the one that I done before, and we've now got the siren. So whoever these people are in your life presently, I hope not for anyone, or past, I hope is for everyone that's someone in your past, or that this resonates for no one would be my prayer. But let's face it, it is going to be for some people. It's that kind of energy, like a Jezebel spirit that is like a toxic female or a few of them around you, whoever they are in your life. Or in some cases, it could be the toxic Jezebel energy in a man, right? So just keep that all in mind and we'll move on to the next bit. So, and then I'll find. And then I dare say Pretty Woman stuff's going to come in because of me watching that last night, but I'll not force it. If it naturally comes in, it comes in, but I'd be surprised. My feeling is this is going to end in a Richard Gere moment, and it already, oh, fuck, it already has. That's so cool. Because if someone's coming to the door, I mean, he doesn't come to the door, but he goes to the window with the roses. Do you know what I mean? I can already see how that is. Because the reason I call it a Richard Gere moment is obviously if you've seen Pretty Women, if you haven't, for the crazy people that haven't seen it, spoiler alert, click off now. But you know, it's because he's initially, you know, not giving her the fairy tale, and then it's like he turns the car around and he's well, the limo, he's been driven, and then he does go to get her, you know, because they've fallen in love. But I always say it's like, you know, it's there needs to be a Richard Gere moment. It's basically a moment where somebody really puts in the effort and um you know, comes and does the knight in shining armor thing, or you know, whatever. That can look different for different people. You don't need to be climbing up a drain pipe like the milk tray man, you know, the you know, the dairy milk advert from from a long time ago. I'm sure he done something like that. Was he climbing up with the? I don't know why I always say that. I need to watch an old advert. I'm sure that was something like that. Do you remember Charlotte? Was he like climbing up the wall or something with the chocolates or something? So it's given a bit weird Santa kind of slash Richard Gere, isn't it? I don't know. Maybe I'm making that up, but I'm sure it was something like that. Um, there's going to be a romantic effort put in. I think it is picking up on the pretty room and stuff. Right. Um, so what happened in the past? This is my favourite deck just now. So let's see. It has got some shady cards in it. What happened in the past? Or what is a repeating pattern that the feminine might be stuck in, or the masculine's feminine side? Look closely, it's within you. So in the past, if you're the feminine energy, male or female, there was something that you weren't willing to look at closely. So you could have been in denial about something. Now it could have been in denial about, what was going on with you and your twin flame, whenever you met them, like, whether it was a brief period of a love bubble or, a longer, like you could have been not willing to look at what was going on because your twin flame is your mirror. We all go through that stage where it's like, you're either not seeing who that person is to you, or you don't, or you see it and you don't really want to. Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius energy could be significant, or these seasons of when that is. Gemini we've just had. Libra is September, October. Aquarius is February, March. So, the season we've just come out, it could have been significant. And then look, how interesting. So there's the sex energy coming in. Because the rabbit is always out fertility and things like that. And it's good news, luck is on your side. But bad news, it was in reverse. So remember, this is a past energy. So for the feminine energy, you weren't willing to look at something within yourself. And you could have been a massive overthinker, actually, because that's all the air signs. So you could have been a massive overthinker and the self-fulfilling prophecy, like, you know, like just expecting something bad to happen all the time. Oh, that's really interesting because that actually ties in with what I said about the North Node being in Aquarius and the Aquarius full moon this week. Like, you could feel really anxious, like, oh my God, what is going to, oh yeah, and what is going to come to light? You know what I mean? Like, and well, it's the opposite. Like, this full moon will illuminate what's in the subconscious. So things that you've not been wanting to look at, like tough shit, it might. So, when I say the past, I'm also talking about the South Node, what repeating pattern you're in. So although I'm saying this is some people's past, this could be present for you because the past could be a couple hours ago or yesterday. So, you know what I mean? It's like, where are you overthinking and expecting bad news, basically, and not really willing to look deeper? Hmm. I don't think we'll get any more for that because that's going to like get me too confused. But let's get one of these cards for the feminine as well, and then I'll do the masculine. So the feminine's basically and then look what I just said. Look, make peace with the past. That is the same card that came out in the collective energy, and look at all of them to do my thing that I do all the time. Lots of cards. You don't have to rewrite the story. Just stop fighting the chapter. Peace begins with acceptance. So again, whenever it is you've had a bit of a self-fulfilling prophecy and a tendency to tell yourself that something bad's going to happen, or all I've had is bad things happen or bad treatment my whole life, why would now be any different? In XYZ area of life, whether it's love, friendship, family, whatever, because it'll be different for everyone, or business, or just, or fucking some people it's like, oh, every area of life. Um, make peace with the fact that that's in the past. And, hopefully, if you know astrology well, you don't need me to go on about the North Node Aquarius. If you don't know astrology well, which is that is part of my calling. And I remember it was another medium and astrologer said that to me, God, years, like 10 years ago now or something, way back on Facebook. And I always liked what she said, but that was like, I bring the astrology down to earth for people, something like that. Like I break it down, because it is like, my Mercury retrograde in Taurus, and the sixth house is all very grounded and earthy, whereas other parts are very galactic and fiery and watery. You know what I mean? It's like I simplify it, and to simplify the North Node in Aquarius, it is you've got to, let the North Node in Pisces slip away now. Like, you know what I mean? We've just shifted out of that, and Pisces is mystical, magical. It's brought on a lot of people's further spiritual awakenings or for the first time, but it's also confusion, illusion, and getting lost in the sauce a little bit when it's in the shadow. So you can leave that behind. So you've had, if you're the last, just couple of years or less, you've went through a bit of confusing times, just leave it in the past. Like, make peace that that was your past, and now, it's good news and exciting times. Well, I like that. Right. So what have we got for the masculine? Let's see if they get some of the same cards. Because remember, what I was asking is what is a repeating pattern that's keeping you stuck in the past? And to simplify for the feminine, expecting the worst to happen. So shuffle that around, flip it around, and expect a miracle or expect good news to come your way now. Because you reprogrammed your soul, or you need to. See what I mean? It's either you've done it, you've done the work, so expect good things to happen, or get doing it, not too late. Right, masculine in the past, whether it's a past life or a south node repeating pattern that you put behind you or that you're still in, because it's different for different people. In truth, oh, this one got stuck. Blocks and obstacles. Yes, so there's the masculine going through some type of block or obstacle themselves in the past, or like I said, for some of you, it could still be now. Particularly when it comes to thinking about the past, because the elephant to me is kind of given that energy of, an elephant. Is it not like the saying, an elephant never forgets? So maybe the block or the obstacle for the masculine has been stuck in a repeating loop of the obstacle is the feminine, like, thinking about the feminine. Do they feel frozen out in the cold from winter? Like the block and the obstacle could have been this person, like, ghosted you and left themselves out on the outside of your life, and now they're like, oh shit, how do I get back? Especially, sorry, it's quite, sorry, I'm laughing because I'm looking at the elephant trying to climb up the blocks. And that is so, oh my God, this is so random, but we're going to go with it. It was so funny last night, right? Now, think about, I don't know how many times I've seen Pretty Women, guys, but I saw that when I was far too young, far too young. That's the 80s. If you know, you know, right? It was just a thing. Um, uh, so that's been my favourite since I was far too young. I had no idea what was going on when she got that boot out, and she was like, right, do you want yellow, green, whatever? I don't know. I was probably going, I don't know. But it's funny when you watch it, you're like, all right, that's what's going on. But my point being, that was the first time I'd noticed the connection between him saying he liked blocks when he was younger, and then him deciding to build ships with the older man. And I turned to my best pal and I was like, oh my God, that's that's connected to what he said to the horrible lawyer, weird, that guy that I used to love building blocks when I was young. I was like, I've never connected, it's a small thing, but I'd literally never made that connection until last night at the age of 42 when I've been watching that from a young age. Um, so thank God I never connected any of the other dots until I was meant to. Probably a lot later on as well, to be honest. But you know what I mean? So there's something in that. That's what it's reminding me of, like building blocks, because that's what he's talking about. So I feel like, oh yeah, look, they're going to make me use Pretty Women. I knew they would do that. So I feel there is something about, like, in that, like his character's meant to be that he's not spoke to his dad for like 14 years or something. I think it was something like that, a long time, and then he's died. And so he's got unresolved feelings about, not having had closure with that. And then I suppose I've never analysed Pretty Woman that deep in that way, but that would probably be the point in the film of why he initially doesn't want to go there with her. It's got nothing to do with the fact that she's a hooker, It's got, I mean, I don't know about you, but it's so, movie-like romantic. Like that, that's by the way, but that's by the by. That's just part of the film. Do you know what I mean? But it's, it's the it's the thing that it's like, why isn't he? Do you know what I mean? They've fallen in love now. That's her past. Leave that in the past. Kind of like in a modern way, it's kind of given. I don't know how I'm going. I don't know how I'm going from Pretty Woman and Jesus and Mary Magdalene, but you know what I mean? It's about forgiveness and like that's the past and this is the present. But it's and it's so funny when I'm talking, I'm being guided to everything with roses, which is my Mary Magdalene sign. But I'm just thinking about the fact that the huge part of that ending scene is the roses and him overcoming his fear of intimacy, but also the fact that his fear of heights because he climbs to the top to get her. Hmm. We're back to this again. Remember, I used to do that every single time. I always used to use a film for everything to break it down, isn't it? You know what I mean? It's just, I mean, it happens. It does happen still a lot, but that's interesting, right? Well, it's interesting to me. Hopefully, it's interesting to you, right? So, somebody currently or in the past feels frozen out in the cold, out from your life, a bit apprehensive. Oh my God, that's the masculine at the door. How do I go to the door? Like I've put myself here. How do I approach them? Like I created the obstacle. In some cases, this person could have literally blocked you. Oh, right. What else? Because I made the wrong choice. The card where it's like, do I choose the cake or do I choose the apple? The cake being, I mean, we all love a cake, but do you know what I mean? The cake being the toxic energy, the apple being what's good for you, and the masculine has chose the toxic energy, which you can see how it fits with all the rest of it. Because again, this is some people are wired that way. And I've said, more than enough on this in the past and even on this that look, I was once as well. You can't see sometimes what's good for you. And then by the time you do, it's different things, you know what I mean? And like I've said as well, I don't, I just don't think there's any point. I mean, I don't think there's any point in a lot of stuff, you know what I mean? I look at things very randomly, people, but there's no point in analysing it to the hills in my situation because it was just, wrong timing in all different types of ways. Too young, blah, 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 blah. Blocked silence. So, yeah, absolutely. Look, I feel the masculine blocked the feminine, literally or energetically or both. They created the obstacle. Look, block silence, and it's a little sad woman with her head down. Look, there's me with my long bob sitting outside. Oh, wait a minute though, it's her. Is it her that's blocked everyone out? Oh right, okay, that's another spin in it. I was meaning like, look, that's the feminine sad because they've been blocked, but it's actually that's quite deep. It's actually her that's like, fuck everyone, get out. I think we've all been there too. Um, have we got the thumbnail? Oh, there's too much going on for me to get the thumbnail here. Like, there's just so much coming through about the toxic karmic energy. Oh, right, wait a minute. Oh, God, I've got another. I think the other part of this is somebody could have blocked you and made a choice to keep you out of your life because of someone like that. Whether that is an ex, a present partner, a family member, nasty pals, you know what I mean? Combinations of it all. So it's not always, don't jump to conclusions. It's not always what you think. It's just something that just popped in my head. Oh, I really just don't even. Let's do blocks and obstacles and her wicket later. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. And I'm too tired. I'm taking ages and I want to watch Love Island. Right. I'm scared you'll reject me. It's like an energy come through like that was what felt right at the time, but maybe now it doesn't seem like it. Something like that. Right. Right, present North Node focus to get out the comfort zone. Let's see if any of the same cards from the collective energy come out. Kids Cartoon Academy. We've been drawing cartoon capybara. What's a capybara? I like the words, but what the hell is it? It's been open to new ways. I love when she takes his shoes and socks off in the park. Yeah, exactly, totally. Yeah, that's really what the whole film is about. That he's stuck in his ways, and she's opened him up to a new way of being. But it's just that block thing I'd never noticed before. Like I always knew that thing that you've just said, but it's like the next time you watch it, if you hadn't noticed that about the building blocks, you'll see what I mean. You might have already noticed it, but like I said, I hadn't. That had never occurred to me because it's a small thing, but that's the things I like about films. That's why I like watching them over and over again. Because sometimes you could have watched a film about 50 million times and then you only get it, like, you know what I mean? So but to bring it back to this, there's something that a masculine's only getting now after knowing somebody a long time and they're seeing something in a brand new way. Speak up, and that I'm not even using that deck. Look, speak up. If you avoid conflict to keep the peace, you start a war inside yourself. It is painting a picture now of somebody has kept quiet to stop to avoid conflict. Maybe like to stop the past being in conflict with the future or the present. This is just all very deep, very interesting. Right. Okay, so present North Node focus to get out your comfort zone, keeping in mind that the North Node literally just shifted into a different sign of Aquarius. Let's see what comes out for the feminine. Of course. Oh my God. Yes, I do want to change the thumbnail again. Look, boundaries. And look at that, how I just described that silence and blocked card. And like I said, I've only had that deck, a couple of weeks, if even that. And I always see it like it's the feminine that's been blocked from a masculine. But then I just realised it's that woman has blocked everyone else out. And she just wants to sit on the chair looking at the floor. Again, I think we've all been there. Um, um, and look, this is kind of similar. It's like a woman, like, everybody fuck off, and all the hands at her. Where do you need to establish better boundaries? So there's obviously a theme because I spoke about boundaries in the other live that's obviously connected, and then it's coming through, and then again Saturn going retrograde in Aries is why all the boundary stuff's coming up for all of us, whether you're a man, woman, feminine, masculine, twin flame, otherwise. Where do you need to establish better boundaries? So currently, divine feminine, male or female, and the masculine emotionally, where do you need to establish better boundaries? And again, I can even link that back to Pretty Woman. He needed better boundaries with his work because that was the first time he'd ever taken a day off. When it's that scene that Charlotte's talking about when she, gets him to just chill out and walk about on the grass and, you know, read Shakespeare, I think it is, or whatever they're reading in the garden. Which I just realised that after films have kind of stole that a bit, haven't they? Because they're reading I mean, what is the book that they're reading? I just remember the. I mean, I'm even struggling to remember that, to be honest, and I love it. What is it they see each other? Oh God, I'm being flooded with things that aren't that. Now I'm hearing if I'm a bird, you're a bird, and that's the notebook. But it's what is it that they saying after? Whatever, whatever his soul is made of, mine and his is the same. That one. Um, where do you need to establish better boundaries? So yeah, divine feminine. Where do you need to establish better boundaries? Like I said, we should all be resonating with this now. And it should be uncomfortable. Like if you think you've got good boundaries, reassess it, look at all again, just make sure. You might go over everything and be like, yep, I'm happy with my boundaries. I've just went through months of sorting all that out. That's actually where I'm at because all the astrology has been about my boundaries. But I'm going to keep an eye out for where I need to, because if you think about it, other things can occur that you didn't factor in where you need to assess boundaries again. So yeah, whatever that means to you. You kind of want that for the thumbnail. just in case. Option. Right, okay, so options. Someone could have been keeping their options open. With me saying options there. Right, masculine. Where does a masculine need to focus on to get outside their comfort zone, or the feminine masculine side, like your boundaries and decision making and taking action with something? How interesting with what we just. You see the teamwork there. I'm talking about the building block thing with the oracle card, and then Charlotte's mentioned that scene we're walking on the grass. And then, which the point that then led me to talk about that's, he needed to because he was a workaholic, and she's teaching him to relax. Like, you might be a billionaire, but what's the point if you can't take any time off to enjoy it? And obviously, he was stuck not enjoying it and numb. And then she's brought him to life. And then obviously, he's brought her to life because, she was, obviously in the wrong career path. Again, you could just swap this all about to modernize it or fit it to your scenario. I mean, it's a bit hard with what that film's about to kind of, we don't like, I mean, how do we know? But I mean, it seems like it might, anyway, get complicated. But fill up your well, retreat, rest, and fuel. So, absolutely, the masculine collective that are going to resonate with the feminine that's mean to sort boundaries out and maybe retreat a bit. And if you've had a lot of people in your energy, it could be more or less, until mid-December, like you might be having a wee bit more time yourself when it comes to work. I can take that. I actually can take that, although I've had a lot of it. Like, it's like, I do feel things could be quite quiet just with what's going on in my chart. But as I've said before, I think that might look like me doing less one-to-one work and more group work because it's less taxing, although I do enjoy both, but I don't know. I'm in the group vibe. It must be already because North Node is in Aquarius and that's group. Actually, talking of groups, see, that's my guides always do that. I didn't plan to do that, but I was kind of considering doing a 8/8 Lionsgate portal Zoom because it's on Saturday this year, and I don't like working weekends usually, but it did cross my mind if enough people wanted me to do that because the energy is just so, electric anyway and amazing. And whenever I've done a Lionsgate portal Zoom, people always love it. Like, I'll put the reviews in the comments below so that some of you that, haven't seen that can see what I mean. But, it'll just be really powerful healing that's coming through. Like miraculous quantum healing. We're talking someone could have back pain of 20 years and it could just shift. No guarantees, but stuff like this happen. Or, you could just be feeling really stuck and stagnant and that lifts. You could be skinned and you get a load of money. You could be, especially because I've got Jupiter and Capricorn. Like I said, I'm better at making other people money than that coming to me. I've got Neptune and Capricorn too. So it's like mine comes about through doing the work of God and being a bit random with it and tuning in like, am I meant to do work today? Am I not? You know what I mean? It's all anyway, that's why you got to know your own chart and don't follow anyone else's calling. Because, God, if somebody followed my business plan, that is the butcher one. Fuck knows where that would lead you. But anyway, the masculine could have been a workaholic. Fill up your well, retreat, rest, and refuel. So, and I can also see how, like, I always break down in a geeky way, but I'm here for it, and I'm sure that I will attract other people that get it. That makes sense. If the feminine is being guided to like sort your boundaries out, then oh my god, Charlotte, you like that song too, eh? Finally found what I've been looking for. Now I know I'm gonna love you more. Da-na-na, cause it's always been you. I always get that bit out of tune a little bit, but I loved that song when I was younger, and it's just come on. Honeys. Um, literally can't remember any of the words. I'm sure it'll come back to me if I was. But um, but because the feminine, because you are being so strict with your boundaries, and like if you've already been doing it like myself, or like looking at it now, and like I said, I'm going to do a bit of both. Although it's been about boundaries for me, like for months, and really it's just I'm always looking at it because I'm always helping people with it, but I'm always looking at mine too. Um, that's helping the masculine because clearly there's a toxic female or a few. It depends whether that's one person or just an energy that they tend to attract. Um, And that then would make sense actually for talk like, I mean, because this is what I mean, is that can be reflective of anyone, enemies, family that is controlling or toxic, and like uh people you've created families with, or exes, you know what I mean? It's kind of like it would make sense if you'd want to work all the time to be away from them, to be blunt, you know what I mean? That would make sense as well. But it doesn't need to be that. There's people that are in loving relationships that work too much, and you know what I mean? But it's something like this masculine needs to rest. And then Pretty Women, I'm just making the point. Probably shouldn't be doing that when I need to shave my armpits, but you can't see. Okay. Not really that bad. It's just I didn't do it today, and it's like done it yesterday. Yes. So remember, the North Node is about getting out of your comfort zone. So masculine, like male or female, you need to rest. So there's your permission to rest. And again, with the sign of Capricorn, wherever that is making sense to you in your chart, Capricorn is busy, 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 go, 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 work harder, make more money. Busy. It is very Richard Gere in that film. It's quite funny. Right. Because I remember, I'm getting deja vu. We had that conversation before. Remember, it's like how he's saying he makes 1 billion and all that. I wonder what the equivalent of that would be today if that film is like fucking so old, Like, I mean, what even year did that come out? I can't remember. I mean, it's very old. 88 sounds good for me. Last one was fab, right? So you would be up for it, right? So if other people let me know, because it's obviously not that far away, I'm waiting to hear. I maybe had family that was coming up, and you know me, the festival's on, like, so I'm like, right, we're going out, but that's not. It wasn't that weekend, so and I don't tend to want to go out on the weekends anyway, because that's like you could do that anytime. It's like in the festival, that's the fun of it. You can go out any day. Right. What's next? Subconsciously, right. So subconsciously, what's going on with the feminine? God, I really didn't want to take this long doing this, but oh my God, Love Island starting right now. Right. Okay. So what have we got? Oh, this is like this is when I was in like first year. Cleopatra's just came on. Cleopatra coming at you. Oh look, and so there's bringing in some Egyptian energy again. And that came up in the last one we done. That is quite funny, isn't it? Right. Clown. Appearances, humiliation, feeling ashamed. Oh, forgot how much I love this deck too. What's going on here? So something that could be surfacing in you if this is resonating at this full moon or at a full moon, or something that's happened in the past could be something that's made you feel humiliated. Something that's made you feel a bit stupid. Something that's made you feel a bit humiliated or stupid or ashamed. Like whatever words resonate. Water signs, emotional, Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio, or something's happened in Pisces, Cancer, or Scorpio season. So Pisces, February, March, Cancer is June, July, and Scorpio is October, November, or around summer. God, they're being really specific. And then now we've got Earth signs: Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. God, that is, I mean, right. So I'm just doing it for people that. So April, May, having a mind blank. August, September, uh, December, January. Oh, are you kidding me? Around winter now, divine feminine. Right, this is so weird. So all the things I just said, because I'm not going through that again, but look at what are the chances of that? So I would say the winter and the summer solstice is significant. Look at that. Around summer, around winter. So what I'm getting from that is like it's like over a few seasons, you've been feeling humiliated. like over a long period of time. Divine feminine. I mean, that's who I'm reading for. But there's two things, right? They're just confirming, like, leader, strong intuition, empathic heart, healer to others. They're just confirming that, you know, you need to always be looking at your boundaries because you're divine feminine, and you can only be strong for others if you're strong for yourself first. Especially if you've got your own stuff going on. I know that better than anyone because I've been doing this, not better than anyone, but better just as much as someone because I've been doing this a long time. But also, it did come out in reverse. So again, they're just saying about, like, you know, that's, you could be feeling humiliated and because of a distorted feminine. So you see how that we could go all over with that. That could be like a friend that's betrayed you or a frenemy in that case. You know what I mean? That the hurt has lasted a while. Good lord, this is quite deep. Right. I feel like I need one more card. Oh, they said two. Ugh. Oh my god. Don't think I really need. Insatiable, uncontrollable desires must have hunger for pleasure. Oh my god, I knew what I was fucking feeling there when I said that. Look, see, this is what I mean about the North Node being an Aquarius, Aquarius being friendship. It can sometimes highlight the frenemies too. Look at that, I'm not even using this deck, right? So that felt, which, yeah, you know, it's usually about a masculine hungry for a feminine, but I didn't, with what I said, I was like, you know, this is like something not nice that a feminine's feeling embarrassed or humiliated about because of a girl with a snake. I mean, wicked ways. Charmed are used, enabled, boundaries again. Fucking hell, look. And options. Oh my god, that's so freaky. Again, I say it, but in case you don't get it, like I said that earlier for the people that don't get this. I'm just an open channel, a pure channel. And I did say when I was talking about me having options for thumbnails, which is sometimes the only reason why they make me do that, although no, it's me with the thumbnails. I said there's something about options, and I meant the masculine having options. Options. And I'm pretty sure, yep, it's a player card. Doing them, which is something that's quite interesting wording to put on that card. Juggling connections, addictions, Leia. That's a story. And Capricorn's boundaries. So the feminine has. I mean, that's a sex addiction. That's. I mean, maybe it's sex. Yeah, no, that is like I can't. It's like I'm just kind of, there's too many that I don't really want. There's too many different things that this could go into because it's sometimes it's coming with toxic family, and sometimes and this is like taking a whole different angle. But like, I think basically someone being in, and it's like too much of a, oh my god, now all the sex songs make sense to, like, you know, too much of an overexcited sexual energy has led them to very toxic, distorted feminines. And I think that kind of encompasses what's ready to come out. So I will use that date now. But it's just in what way that comes about for different people is very different for different people. Oh my fucking god, I'm a bit slow there. I've just connected another dot. Look at what Tani said in the chat. If anyone else has been watching from the start or watching this replay, look what Tani said about her auntie got with her ex. Surely I don't even need to fucking explain what I mean. So for some people, that's something toxic as fuck like that. For some people, that's like a friend or like a frenemy and that like has done something shady. For other people, it's not something that like directly connected to you, and it's just a toxic feminine that your twin flames got involved with, that they're trying to, you know, not uh, that they're protecting you from. Do you know what I mean? Which might, yeah. Taylor V just came on as well. So yeah, take what resonates, leave it. It's getting a bit complicated, but right, okay. What else? And this deck can be very toxic. This one, I do like it, but it's got so many different. I like both these decks. Right, let's see for the masculine. Bills just came on. How's that go again? Can pay my automobiles? I don't think you do. So me and you are through. But isn't that quite toxic? So is this like what that feminine was like? Money, 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 pay my bills. You can pay my bills, can pay my automobiles, can pay the. Do you know what I mean? I don't think you can. So I'm getting, I mean, oh, something like that. You know what I mean? I'm obviously making up that bit. Somebody's chose like a, and the choice card did come out. Wait a minute, I'm going to read this before I get to into this. It's been open to new. Oh yeah, I read that bit. I finished my part-time job. Oh, congratulations! So have some rest. I've just started reading some chick lit, and I'm leaning into doing things that feel good. I even did some knitting yesterday. Oh, go you! My nana taught me how to knit, and I haven't done it for ages. I don't think I'd remember, but it's cathartic, isn't it? So did you like? Who taught you? And when was the last time you done it? Did you just remember? I don't think I would. That's impressive, Charlotte. Like I don't think I'd remember. Love the Honeys. Yeah, I thought that. I do remember when that was on before that you liked that song. Pretty Women 90. Ah, thank you for that. 1 billion in 1990. AI suggests due to inflation it would be around yeah. So do you know what I mean? What's the point having all that money if you're not stopping to enjoy it? Right. Okay. Tell us about the masculine, because this is really interesting. And also, all of that was in the subconscious. So take what you want from that, you know what I mean? But I feel all of that is coming to light for the feminine. Right. Masculine. Third, sorry to laugh, guys. I sometimes laugh out of shock. Third party, but it's in reverse. So there's a little bit of good news. Yeah, I knew I was picking up on. I don't like ones like this, but it's look, love triangle. Sorry, I'm gobsmacked. I'm absolutely gobsmacked. Does anyone remember when during this I was singing Brandy Monica and I was also singing, basically like, that other song, the Shakespeare sister, love triangle, relationship, the other woman, or secret hookup. But it's in the very this feels like something's went on in the past that's been so the feminine you could be having some kind of vision about something that's happened that would hurt you or make you feel embarrassed or humiliated or something, or you're just getting a weird feeling or something. And I don't think you're wrong but the thing is, it's over, but it's in the verse. There's something because weird, strange words in, or it's just simply it's not that kind of complicated, and it's like some days, it's over with a third party, whoever they are. But I just keep going back to the fact that what Denise said that our ex hooked up with our auntie, which you know, people might be like, it's not going to be anyone else. Listen, in the fucking world we live in, how the hell do you know? Mm. No wonder I'm burping. Sick shit coming out here. Sunglasses, watching, looking, perception, stalking. So is that the third party that's stalking the masculine or the feminine? Or is it the masculine that's watching the feminine? What's the chaser? Fear of abandonment, chasing, codependency. So they've also the masculine has put behind them some kind of addiction, codependency, or sex addiction. So it doesn't even need to be all of it, but it's some kind of codependent addiction, which that's already been coming out loads in this. That's when I said it doesn't always make a lot of sense, Why am I going back to this person that treats me like crap? Oh, I knew that was going to be important. You know the bit in Pretty Woman when they're lying in the bed, right? And he's like, "You're such an intelligent, beautiful woman," or something, and she's like, "The bad stuff is easier to believe," and it really stood out to me last night. So it's like a masculine male or female kept going back to a third party that wasn't very nice, especially if it's like the wicked that card. Um, but it was it's some type of addiction, a codependency. It doesn't even always need to be that it's sexually is. It's just, it could be someone's not very nice and that's what you're used to. Oh, look, now we've got camera. Reminiscing, making memories, learn from the past, perception. So 2 cards say perception. And I already spoke about the elephant, that the masculine can't get the feminine off their mind. And so, God, you can see if that was due while somebody was a third party, but obviously they wouldn't be the third party. You would be the third party if you're the fifth. Well, you would only. Not again, I don't like that terminology because you'd only be a third party if you were all fucking, I don't know. Oh, I met hers on the Tuesday or on the Friday around at yours. Do you know what I mean? That's a third party to me. But it's needing time, cycles takes time to heal and progress, and that's in reverse. Basically, in a nutshell, somebody's healed that, whatever all that means to someone, and they're not quite ready to talk because coffee cups in reverse, but it does say meeting and talking, savouring the moment, feeling elevated, building friendship. When somebody's ready to talk, they're going to talk about all of this and it's going to make sense. That because it's getting complicated, I'm going to move on. Right. Do you feel I want to shuffle this once more though? Closed off. Anxiety, refuse to give in, silence within. But you know what? I'm being drawn to the door. And because I said someone's coming to cross the threshold. But yeah, someone's not quite ready to talk yet. But I think this is going to be the difference between I'm not ready to talk just now, boom, I am. Like someone could just suddenly get the shift in the full moon to go for it. Because that's what full moons do in any sign. I've said this loads, but over the years, when me and my twin flame weren't being so fucking weird with each other, I found it hilarious that I've no idea whether he was aware of the full moon and all that, but I don't think he was. I mean, you might I don't think he was. Yeah, I might be wrong, but I don't think he was aware of that. I think it was just completely intuitively. He always seemed to come to me on a full moon, and it's because it highlights what you really want. It highlights your desires. It highlights your fears and your desires, and it gives you a bit of fuck it energy, whether it's a good or a bad idea. He always seemed to tune into it and want to come and see me. And I was not complaining. Facade, putting up a front, people pleaser, hidden motives, weird behaviour. Oh my god, I just said weird behaviour there. But in this case, someone's dropping a mask. Like someone's not people pleasing, they're not putting on a front, and heartstrings are pulling at them. Mind games, taking advantage, playing with feelings, string along. But you see how that can fit with the third party thing too. So this is definitely given the energy of someone has. I do think that. I think someone's been pulled between two people because that's just coming through in this and was confused to who's who and now clear on it. Although we've not seen the being clear on it that much apart from the word card. Right. Right. Consciously. This is what might answer it now. So consciously for the feminine, I'm going to hurry it through a little bit now. Planning, working on it, planning. So again, this came out the other day, but this is the feminine making plans for your own life about where you're at. You're like, all I can do with my life right now in the present day is this, and this, and this area of my life, that area of my life, that area of my life. And side note, that's a really good thing to do in a Capricorn moon right now. Now and what day is tomorrow? Now and tomorrow. Because Capricorn is about planning and goals and success and stuff. Good for getting your housework done too. I always I don't know, I feel like I've got more energy to just get my housework done or get things done for business. You know what I mean? It's more in the zone. Regret, sadness, and guilt, and the masculine in the conscious mind is sitting in regret, sadness, and guilt, and they could be trying to write some type of letter. Obviously, in this day and age, it's probably going to be a push. It could be an email or it could be a text, because she's writing a letter. You know what I mean? I suppose it could be an actual letter, but I oh my god, I cannot believe how it's literally. I don't why am I, it's literally everything I've said, guys. Look at this. Feminine energy, full moon on the card, in reverse again. I've lost count, but that is now with Wicked Woman, which suddenly, which needed a whole live dedicated to it. I mean, divine feminine reverse from that other deck, and now we've got feminine energy in reverse from this deck. They really couldn't make this any clearer that someone's been shit. Now that makes so much sense why I keep saying I don't think this is just one. If you then make, like, that's a distorted feminine energy, that's a distorted feminine energy, that's a wicked woman. Like, this is lots of females around somebody that are in toxic energy. And who are they around? The masculine. And what am I reading? The masculine energy right now. Look at that. The shadow of the man with the distorted woman. Holy fuck, guys. They're actually spelling it out for you. Someone was more attracted to that. And again, by the way, can I just stress, I'm not saying that in a kind of shaming way. It's just a fact of whoever's resonating with this. This is very collective. This is a lot of men. I say it all the time. Like, a lot of men do choose like nasty as fuck women that might be hot, but they're nasty as fuck, and they'll like shit on you in a minute, shag your pal, fucking for hours, even in the shag your dad. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? Sorry, being a bit fucking blunt here, but you know what I'm saying. They've not got any morals. I mean, look at fucking what Therese said in the chat. It's like, I just can't get over how linked that was to this. It's no very nice women, you know what I mean, with no morals. Jezebels. And so you would think to yourself, as a man, or a woman that's, whatever, why am I attracting women like that? Or why am I attracted to women like that? And I feel I'm channeling the energy of quite a few men that are like, why the fuck was I attracted to that? Like, I'm not now. Like, this is somebody that's awakened and disgusted by their own behavior and who they were attracted to. And not only that, I don't think this is just about like sex and romance and that. I think this is like, why was I listening to that toxic woman's advice in my life? Because now I'm being drawn to the wicked thing up there on the thingy in New York. But also, look, time to celebrate. I think it's time to celebrate because the masculine collectives are putting behind those type of women. And again, I must stress, I don't think this is just about. And now I feel like I want to gather all those divine feminine cut, but doesn't make it's not as effective when they're in reverse to put them on the thumbnail. But you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm just noticing that. Hello, Heather. How are you doing? Enjoy the swim. Cool down. Heather, are you all right to get your cards in a couple of days on the full moon? Because I don't think it would do it justice because I'm in the zone doing this and then I'm going to finish and I want to watch Love Island. So I think I'd be better doing it. So I'm actually making the executive decision that I will do that for you on Wednesday. You might have actually replied saying that in the email. We spent the afternoon writing a family routine to move forward with and things you want to do over the summer. Very productive, but I do want to do everything at once. I know. I hear you. It's like there's loads of things I want to do with business and I want to do it now. But when I looked at my astrology, I'm like, nah, I can't. Some of the things I want to do, I need to leave for at least a couple of months. Or like I said, it might be as long as like until Saturn goes direct. But when Saturn goes direct, that's nearly Christmas, and I start shutting down to just chill out. So that's where I'm like, oh, right, okay. So it's hurrying up a bit now. So that is very clear here that the masculine's having a breakthrough about the toxic or distorted females around them, however many. But I kept feeling it's a lot, and all these cards in the verse are definitely backing that up. Particularly with let's shuffle in again, particularly ones with verbal diarrhea probably, but verbal kind of like abuse, like not supportive energy that puts you down. That invalidate your feelings. Acknowledge and validate your own feelings. You deserve to be heard and understood. And so that's why the masculine has been more attracted to their own divine feminine, who will understand them and hear them out. And stress. We see what we see all the time in this, despite the masculine not treating the feminine very well at all. I mean, it's a massive understatement for Twinflames, but it's like I describe all the time. It's, you know, you should. It's hard to break down, but when it's your own twin flame, you do just get it. Even if you haven't seen this person for years, you get it. You might not logically know, but you do get it because it's your own. You're each other's energy, you know, with separate lives and blah blah blah, and there'll be things you know and things you don't know, but you should get it if you've really done the work on this journey. You should be able to get it in that deep way, and if you don't, book a session and we'll break. I'll hear your story out. That's what I'm an expert in. Like, you know what I mean? I didn't go through all this fucking hell on earth and pain to not be an expert on it, basically. I'm gonna own that shit. Pressure to change. Embrace your authentic self. Change should come from within, not from external pressure. I feel it's like, you know, what I say all the time. Nobody's going to change with you badgering them to. So I feel as a feminine, you've just, even if you sense this or you know it, some of you will know it and some of you will just sense it. You've stood back and you've let the masculines in your life work this out for themselves. And like I said, this is really specific, so it's not going to resonate with everyone, but I mean, I'm a lot more than what we might think. Unfortunately, because it's no fucking funny what I'm picking up on. Because it is disgusting the stuff that a lot of people put up with, men and women, like the abuse. I mean, do you know what I mean? Like the way some people speak. Like I hear it in the street all the time. Like whether it's people talking to their partner, or people talking to their kids, or it's just like, you know what I mean. And it's that kind of, who the fuck are you actually speaking to? Do you know what I mean? But without like it's just, I just couldn't even be around that. Like the minute somebody raises their voice or speaks to me like crap, bye, whoever you are, don't even care who. Bye. Like, you know what I mean? It's about respect. You don't need to shout and name call and get nasty. And some people just say, oh, you know, that's normal. It's not. I don't like the word normal. What's normal to spiders caves to a fly, but you shouldn't make that your normal. That's the kind of feeling I'm getting. It's like someone's used to being around toxic, kind of high drama. Sorry, just to sort of says me, who was like, you know, had a few too many last Sunday and was like, you know, swearing at my handbag because my keys were lost, and my mum was just pissing herself laughing. Who's not like that? What I mean is, she was laughing because I'm shouting and swearing, and like, you know what I mean. She was just like, she doesn't even know where she is or what she's saying, and you know what I mean. And the keys were in the secret hidden part of my bag, which I explained to my mum the next week. She was like, "No, you did eventually find them." But yeah, we can blame that on white wine. But you know what I mean? It's I'm just sort of pointing out that things like that are understandable when it's like kind of a bit out of the blue and not kind of, you know, like, but anyway, I'm kind of, what I'm saying is like, for me, like I rarely drink, and that was a bit of a unique circumstance when I'm mixing drinks and it's during the day. And I was saying that to my best friend last night, like, when would I ever be drinking or drinking a lot when I'm not with you or one of my close pals or somebody I trust? And like I said, I was with my family, and like you said, my mum's like my best pal, and she was keeping an eye on me. So was my sister too, actually, which I'm grateful for because it was her birthday. But she was, but I wasn't that bad, guys. I'm painting a bit of a bad picture here. It was just when it got, you know, to the end of the night, and it's just the ears getting me, and they're just like, right, let's get her fame. But what I'm saying is, I'm picking up on people that shout and swear and talk to each other like shit all the time. You know what I mean? And the thing is I'm that bloody polite that even though um, that's why I was like that. And again, I'm so dramatizing this because it wasn't that big a deal. It was more just the fact that my mum and dad don't like it when I shout and swear and that anyway. When you're drunk like that, it's no kind of, you know what I mean? They kept me away from the kids, like, but you know what I mean? It's just kind of like, but I said sorry when I needed to. Do you know what I mean? But like I said, my mum was just laughing and being like, I knew you hadn't remembered. And And I'm like, well, sorry anyway. Can't remember what I said, but but like I said, I was more just swearing because I'm like, where the fuck are my keys? Anyway. And then, like I said, and then I've had a couple of drinks with my pal last night, and it's fine. And I've got up, and I'm not hungover, and it's. But this is why, holistically, after August is over, and I go no drinking again, this is why I don't like alcohol. Do you know what I mean? I'm just being honest with it. Like, I could be like a total fucking liar, and I could be like, oh yeah, I'm still not drinking it. I couldn't do that. Like, I couldn't sit on here and be like, I haven't had coffee in a year and a half, which was the case until 2 months ago, and I don't drink, I don't smoke, I don't rub my hair. It's like this. I couldn't do that though, because I'm too honest. You know what I mean? I'm just like, yeah, fuck it. I'm having a couple of drinks in the summer, and I've went back to coffee because it was stealing my endorphins. You know what I mean? There's worse things that happen in the world. I still dye my hair because I don't suit the grey hair, to be honest. I wear nail varnish. Some people have got a problem with that because it's toxic, and I'm like, sorry, I would just find that dull as fuck if I didn't have nail varnish on. For me personally, I've got nothing against it. It it makes me feel me. You know what I mean? Own it. Just be who you are, and that's because I've healed my shadow, which you always have to look at. But Um, that's what I mean about like unhealed shadow and healed shadow. It doesn't mean you're perfect, but it means you're willing to look at your own shit and be like, yeah, and what? What are you like? Are you perfect? You know what I mean? Nobody really cares. Once you've done that work, you can just, that's I trust people more. Like when I go to people for healing, I want real people that really sort of face themselves and are honest. I wouldn't want a perfect person. Same as if you go for a counsellor, you don't want a perfect. No, there's no such fucking thing. And having studied counselling, I can tell you we're the most fucked up people you could ever meet. Do you know what I mean? But we're wanting to do something about it. I think it's more fucked up to think that you don't need therapy when you do, because every fucking person I've ever met needs therapy. Moving on. True though. Change your fate. Your story isn't fixed, it's unfolding with every choice you make. Claim your power and write a new ending. Yeah, and again, I wasn't really on a question as such there, was I? But oh no, I suppose I am. What karmic lessons are they learning and what needs to be released? That's what the masculine's doing. They're grabbing the pen to their own story and writing it themselves and not letting other people dictate how their life goes. And also the stars, it's written in the stars what happens next, because I am seeing that as stars above that big book. Your story isn't fixed, it's unfolding with every choice you make. Claim your power and write a new ending. And remember, what came through in this is that someone has chose one path and they're kind of looking on it, being like, did I choose this? And I actually think someone's chose a path, possibly due to a lot of females' advice around them, saying, choose this. Specifically for some, with all the female cards in reverse coming out. Like it was bad advice for whatever reason. Right, the feminine, what karmic lessons are you learning, or what have you already learned? What needs to be released? Oh wow! And then it is a. That's funny. That was a guy on that card, and now it's a woman on this card. And also it's an older woman. So well, regardless of whatever age you are, you could have taken a while to learn this lesson. Accept your decisions, however imperfect. Oh my, I just love real channeling, whether it's when I'm doing it or somebody else I know that's really channeling. Look what I just said. Accept your decisions, however imperfect, after what I just said. They brought you to where you are now. Let them go and move forward. And that's literally what I just said in my wee randomness channeling. Hmm. Okay, I don't think we need any more from that, but what's in the back? Oh, clear and tangled karma. Every relationship holds lessons. Break free from karmic ties that no longer serve your growth. That's the masculine, breaking free from these karmic ties. All the karmic ties that are the toxic females around you, if this is yours or your person. But like I said, it can't be everyone's, but I do think it's quite a lot of people, if they're being honest. Like everybody's had a friend that at some point in your life, whether it's now or in the past, that you don't agree with any of their decisions or the way they're behaving or their morals or their values, but you're like, oh, it's my pal, or oh, it's my best pal, or I've known them since I was bored, or oh yeah, I know, but this, but that, and it's like at some point you've got to grow the fuck up and accept that you become like the five people you spend the most time with, and unfortunately, if you're not agreeing with their values and morals, you're going to get tired of that brush too. Not always, but a lot of times, if you think about it, whatever it is that's not, or you're actually, yeah, or like you're going to become like it, like the traits that you don't like, whether it's a friend or a family member or a, hmm. Right, shadow work, although that seems to have went into quite deep stuff. I'm leaving. Sorry. Remember I always say I always laugh when I'm nervous, but I'm like it just keeps, you know, it just keeps building. I mean, it always tells a story. I'm leaving. I'm ready to leave a situation or mindset that has not served me and hindered my growth. Well, shit, that's exactly what we've just read on. So that's what the masculine's saying. The shadow work I'm doing right now, the inner work is I'm leaving. Like, I don't want to be around these toxic friends, or I don't want to listen to my family's bad advice, or I don't want to be in this relationship because it's not working and this person's talking to me like shit, or I don't want to take this abuse from my ex, or I could go on and on and on, wherever the toxic female energies are. And God help you if it's all like that. I really hope that's not anyone. And if it's none of that, it could be you're ready to leave a situation like a job or a mindset behind that, like of overthinking. Right. And for the feminine, the shadow work. But to be quite, to go back, whoever's listening to this, can you see how at one point the feminine, like, if you were stuck in a comfort zone, you were not facing the deeper things that you needed to face. Therefore, that's why your masculine wasn't facing it. It's not a blame game, but that is just how it works. If the feminine keeps not doing some kind of work they need to do, the masculine will keep ignoring it too. So that's why it's really important that you do just be really honest with yourself, so that they can be honest with themselves. Um, something so shadow work, so there's something that you need to attend to within the next couple of days. I would say around this filming this week or weeks. Also, because it's shadow work and we're going to be really brutally honest here, I feel where a lot of the divine feminine collective are that, if you're being really brutally honest, like, something, either you feel like something is going to happen this week, like within a matter of days around this full moon, or weeks, or that it needs to. Because and the reason I'm saying that is because I was getting loads of downloads about that, and I've been talking like that for weeks leading up to this. But like, it's because of the North Node going into Aquarius as well. Like, we've all the collective has shifted timelines, and it's kind of like that. It just reminds me when I said that about um, well, especially with what's come through in this, like, because it's like someone's been away, they've created some kind of obstacle and block, and they've, iced you out of their life and blocked you and all that kind of stuff. So basically, as far as you're aware, if you're a feminine, they don't want to do with you, right? For whatever reason that is. And you're going to tell yourself all sorts of stories, even though it could be that this person's trying to keep you away from all the people like this. That really actually feels quite strongly what's coming through here. But it's kind of like, it really does feel like that's the feminine's like, yeah, something has to shift within a matter of days, like this week or before August. And I mean, August is Friday, isn't it? Or Friday, Saturday? I think it's Friday. Is it Saturday? Whatever it is, it's something like that. You know what I mean? It's because it's like the collective destiny shifted in Aquarius. Something needs to change. Like, I don't want to feel stuck, and it's gonna that's look like gonna look different for every person, but But I feel for most people, it's like you feel something on the horizon, whatever it is. And I do, and I do, like I was ready to say, I just realised what I said at the start. Because like I said, I'm just letting this flow through. I was going to say, I know it might seem a bit hard to believe, but I do actually feel it is literally like your masculine turning up or contact or something with Mercury going direct as well. With all the things, with Saturn retrograde and like more so, I think that same putting boundaries up with the toxic people. I don't like saying toxic this much, but I mean, that's what's coming through. And I crossed my heart out today. The song that was on when I turned the telly on when I got home was Toxic, Britney Spears. Like, not even kidding. So I just realised now that was him telling me. Um, it feels like now or never kind of energy. And then I'm just realizing this thing about coming to the door and the door on the bear card and the door on that other. There's lots about doors opening for the North Node in Aquarius, or literally someone at the door. That sounds creepy. And then there's that card again where the feminine has blocked the masculine out energetically. I think this is. Ah, so yeah, the masculine didn't feel welcome. Look, because she's boarded the door up. Bit extra if you did do that, but you know what I mean? Who are we to judge? She's like, I just want to sit on this wooden chair and stare at the floor and be like, fuck my life. You know what I mean? Gemini, Libra, Aquarius just came out again. Make a choice. Look. Ah, wow. See, the masculine got that before. Now the feminine's got it. That's the feminine, like, that's me. Do I stay on my health kick this week or do I have a cornetto tonight? I can tell you right now, I'm having the cornetto tonight, and it doesn't need to fucking symbolise anything. It's just symbolising I'm closing out Love Island with a cornetto, and I will continue the healthy eating tomorrow. And I genuinely am going to do that. Yeah, make a choice. But that to me is a timeline shift. Like I can either stay in this stuck place wondering where my masculine is and if they're ever going to talk to me again or give me any kind of closure to know whether they want to have something with me at any point in the future or whether they want to release me so that I can move on with my life and not be stuck. Or I can unstuck myself, whatever that means. Do you know what I mean? I can, and I don't know what it means for it. You have to work out what it means for each person. And I feel because you're in that place, the person feels it. Know your worth. Do you like? I knew when I was speaking like that because you know your worth. And I think a lot of you have stayed in that place for too long. I can't. What are you doing? Look what I just said about doors. New doors are opening. Literally, word for word, what I said. New home. Some of you could even be thinking about moving home or moving countries or and then you see, and then the person wouldn't be able to come to your door because they wouldn't know where you live. And I mean, some of them might not know where you live now. Some of them might not even have your number or your, you know what I mean? They might not know any of these things or some of these things. But I feel that's a very real possibility. I can't believe I just said new doors are opening and the card says new doors are opening. Look. Right. But I can't believe it because it's just God and the guides speaking through me. Right. Okay. So humble yourself again. I always say that it's just it is quite nuts. Um, never get used to it. I love it, but I know that's not me. Right. What would help with inner union? And I'm going to speed this up. What would help with inner union? Let's go to these. Oh, actually, I didn't do the scripture. The angel of the Lord encamps around those who fear him and he delivers them. That card for me is always about the masculine has been delivered. Well, I'm sorry to say it that's strong, but I think the masculines resonate with this. I think you've been delivered from evil. Because all I'm seeing here are her wicked ways. I'm being drawn to wicked on my New York poster up there, which is always my sign of a toxic Jezebel karmic side. And you can make me whole again is on right now. Masculines feeling pulled to who makes them feel whole again, which is their own genuine feminine, which I feel they've got confused about at some point. The Lord replied, my presence will go with you and I will give you rest. And there's something about rest again. Right. Right. So inner union for the feminine or the masculine's feminine side. Natural evolution. Let the situation unfold naturally. But you look how that fits with what I just said about that card coming out about. Oh, now I want that for the thumbnail. The one about the days or the weeks. Incoming message, lesson learned. I want to kiss you. Twin flame journey. Oh my god! Look, twin flame journey. I want to kiss you. And I didn't get that the other day, so I think I am going to take that because he did just pull my eyes. Incoming. That's funny. That it's not the. It's not the story though, is it? But this could be. If I put that and that, that's the story. Twin flame journey. Fuck. No. Hold them all together. It doesn't matter. It's no two people. Look, you think that tells us it because it's like, look, a wicked female or several has stopped that coming together. Has like put a real hurdle, obstacle, and the masculine's done it themselves. Whoever's resonating, but that's good. That's given Mercury direct recently, Aquarius full moon. Can you even say that that says her wicked ways? I just want it for the I want to kiss you card. I'm not going to lie. Let's be let's be honest. Ah, no, but that is. I was wanting the days or weeks. Oh fuck it, I can't be arsed. By the way, I just saw wishes coming true with the full moon on it again. So oh, now I want that. I could put in the title. Someone's wishes are coming true on this full moon. Like something's going to happen in a matter of days. I don't think it's weeks. I think it's a matter of days. Let this situation unfold naturally. And I feel it's because for inner union, that's what the feminine's done. But there's some kind of huge shift going on right now, and it makes sense to me with the North Node going in Aquarius. It's a whole new cycle, and it's like whatever I've just done for the past 18 months, more or less, with the North Node in Pisces, and now we're into another one. Like this isn't continuing. So you're not staying stuck in your ascending past wherever you're stuck, and then the masculine feels it. And like I always say, it's not like that. So oh, you do something and they do it right away. But in this case, whatever I'm picking up, because it's not everyone's. So if you didn't resonate with the craziness of this, it's not yours. Someone does, or a few people do. And for some of you, it's quite imminent sort of stuff that's happening. Dreams coming true, yes. Have faith, your rainbow will come shining through. That always makes me want to sing. That's when your dreams will all come true. Reach for the stars, climb every mountain high and reach. But I feel it's like reach for the stars, even if you miss. No, sorry, I fucked up. Shoot for the moon, even if you miss, you'll land among the stars. That's what the masculine needs to do. Going back to the Eminem song. Like you've only got one shot. That's just making me cringe out. That's too cheesy. But you know what I'm saying? It's like the masculines tell themselves that. Like I've got to get this right. I've got one shot to make it right. But my God, if it does go right, my dreams are going to come true. You know what I mean? There's a rainbow on the horizon. What I know I do this all the time, but look why I'm being so extra. What did I just say? In a matter of days or this week, very soon, your true love will arrive. Literally says it at the bottom in tiny writing. Manifesting the one with the shirtless man. We can't put this on the card because they'll say it's a naked man or something. You know what I mean? Why is that man like giant and she's like tiny? I mean, he's got like a massive head. Sorry if you're into muscles in that way. Never have been. I remember I used to have pals that really claimed that I'm like, no. Don't get me wrong, it's nice to have a wee bit of arm going on that, but not like fucking like each their own. But yeah, very soon your true love will arrive. For real, whoever this is for. Congratulations. Um Let us know when it happens, because it's not happening in the rest of us. Right. What are the possible soul retrievals that someone needs if you were to come to a session? I'll do this quickly. One, I always do three of these. So someone, oh, wait a minute, what is this? Oh, that's too many cards. So we've got separation in reverse, silence long and distant for you. So in a session, I'd help you with being in a twin flame separation where you're not communicating. There's an injustice, possibly due to legal things going on. Someone's in regret, and oh my god, things to do with children. Fuck, that's really specific. So again, I have helped quite a few of you that will know that I've helped you with that, with things to do with legal cases, with exes, with children, and so you'll know if that's you. It's quite, like I said, it's quite a few people. Um, so there's that. But also bear in mind that actually could be relevant to the story, crazily so, with everything that came through. Right? What else could I help someone with? Heartstrings, mind games, taking advantage, playing with feelings, string along. So unfortunately, if you've been, led down the garden path by a karmic partner, that's what the bulk of my work has been, is helping the masculine energy, male and female. A lot of females.
Maybe that means something though. That's quite interesting. It definitely looks like it's a few minutes. Ah, fuck, there it look. I've scrolled back 3 minutes and it's wow. I'm gonna get a screenshot. That's quite funny that that was silent. That's although it's annoying for you, that always means something. That definitely gives keep that to yourself. Even if you're just getting a really strong feeling that you're going to see this person soon, or even if you've had like literal communication, that keep that to yourself because that's like, people have seen that I actually normally intuitively feel it when the mic dies, or someone's there to tell me. So it's interesting that we've just narrowly missed someone being there to tell me. Means something. Right. Oh, worth waiting for, give your relationship a chance, work on your partnership. And I always say that's like it looks like she's like, well, you've treated me like crap. Why should I hear you out? But I suppose I'll listen to you. And he's like, let me express my love. Go ahead and make the romantic gesture. Yeah, something's about to happen. Because somebody recognizes who you are to them. They might want to go on some kind of holiday or something because it's got honeymoon, enjoy the bliss of holiday time together because they want the separation. That's quite funny. It's like someone wants to be in the honeymoon period with you already, where you're just having fun, enjoying each other, and um, like I don't want to be apart anymore. That's what that get. Yeah, look, Cupid, love is in the air when Cupid's around. Lovely and bond. I love bond grows stronger over time. And I am definitely ready for my bed now. I'm going to get a new Earth card. These are very North Node and Aquarius. So have a lovely night, everyone, and have a lovely night and enjoy your Tuesday. I will not see you tomorrow because I'm just going to chill with my wee doggy pal. And other than our walk, I'm just going to probably watch Love Island again and um and rest. Yeah, because it took effort to do this. And then I'll see you on Wednesday though. I'll be back on, I don't know what time. I'll be back on Wednesday night. Realm Bridger. Yeah, you see, that to me, right, is given the gap is being bridged. Do you know what I mean? Wherever the gap in communication has been, or understanding, misunderstanding each other or allowing others to cause the obstacles. Like I said, a lot of the time with twin flames, you've that was when the sound came back. That's so creepy. I just creeped myself. I just jumped at myself. My God, that's really funny. Maybe you're going to surprise yourself because I was like, why am I hearing myself? Um, but yeah, it's like yeah, wherever there's been an obstacle created by yourselves, which will be for everyone, but if in addition to other people creating obstacles in that, it's the gap's being bridged with love and compassion and manifest. What's she called again? Manifestia. It's manifesting. God, I've not got the book. That is so annoying. Look, that's the twin flame card. Fuck, see, now I want that for the family. Look, harmonic flight. That's blown my mind. That's went up in the thumbnail gang. Um, that's what I've kept channeling. That it's because the North Node has went into Aquarius. That's when these unions were meant to happen. A lot of people's. You're so beautiful. Why do you need me? Someone's been holding themselves back because questioning why do you need them, but then they're going to stop doing that. You know what I mean, and do something about it. I am coming to. That's quite nice, actually. Look, I am coming. Trust. There's too many. We've had like 3 twin flame cards. Ah, maybe I could do that. I'm too tired for this shit. Where did I just put that twin flame card? Where did I put it? We get one of them. I'm ready to commit 100%. That's not something you hear a divine masculine say every day. So again, in Juno and Aquarius, conjunct Pluto, intense love, intense galactic love. It's not everyone's like story, but it is a lot of twin flame story. You're constantly in my dreams. Like, and this could be a complete dramatic shift in someone or you if you're watching it, or you know, whoever it is that's going to resonate, like, yeah, whoever, blah, 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 you know what I'm saying? So, anyway, I'm fucking shattered. So, at this rate, I'll be lucky if I watch Love Island tonight. I'm feeling I'm wanting to fall asleep. I have to watch it. But yeah, I'll watch again tomorrow. But yes, sleep well. I'll catch up with you. Happy North Node at Aquarius. And yes, I will see you on the Aquarius full moon. Amazing things are about to happen. I think you know what I'll be wearing on Wednesday. If you know, you know. Right. That was fun. Not too bad. I wanted to be off by 9 and it's a minute, well, 2 minutes past. Wait a minute. It's 22:02. I keep ending things at like 2 hours. I keep ending things at all twos. It was 2 hours, 22 minutes, or 2 hours, 2 minutes, 20 minutes, or something the other day. And I was getting, there's lots of things to do with twos. Twos are love and partnership, but that might mean different things to different people. 22nd of February is a date there as well, but I think it's more about the twos. But anyway, right, see you later. Thanks for being here. Sorry about the sound cut out, but as we can see, it was part of the message.